1981 Lincoln penny 1-cent coin value. 1981, a year that marks the end of an era for the Lincoln cent. This was the final full year that the Lincoln penny would be struck in the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc composition before the transition to the predominantly zinc-based coins in mid-1982. That makes 1981 a key year for collectors who focus on metal composition. It's the swan song of the heavy Lincoln cent, and its relevance in the coin community is more substantial than many give it credit for. Design-wise, the 1981 penny still carried the same beloved Brenner portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, complete with the familiar inscriptions. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial continued its dignified presence, complete with the tiny representation of Lincoln's seated statue in the center, a detail that often surprises new collectors. The 1981 Lincoln penny was minted in vast quantities across 3 mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia version lacks a mint mark, the Denver coin bears a D, and the San Francisco version, primarily made for proof sets, shows the S mint mark. The total mintage was colossal, over 13 billion coins between the 3 mints. Specifically, the Denver mint struck over 5.4 billion. Despite its massive numbers, condition and error types are where the real intrigue lies. High-grade examples in mint state, especially with a bright red coloration, can fetch significant premiums. MS67 red examples certified by PCGS or NGC are quite rare and highly sought after. One standout feature collectors look for in this year is the clarity and sharpness of the strike, especially on the reverse. Some coins have weak or muddled memorial lines, which can sometimes signal die fatigue or striking issues. Another area of interest is the double die obverse error. While 1981 doesn't have a confirmed dramatic DDO like the famous 1955 or 1969S, some minor doubling varieties have been discovered and cataloged. These subtle anomalies appeal to error specialists and add an exciting dimension to roll hunting. Let's not forget the proof coins, struck at the San Francisco Mint. These coins were intended for collectors and display a mirror-like field with frosted devices. In deep cameo condition, these coins are admired for their aesthetic beauty and often fetch strong premiums. Even though proof sets from 1981 were produced in abundance, pristine examples that have remained untouched for decades are becoming increasingly harder to find. From a collector's standpoint, the 1981 penny marks a significant last chance to own a circulating copper Lincoln cent before the composition changed forever. Many hobbyists build full copper sets, and the 1981 coin becomes an essential piece of that puzzle. Not only does it represent the end of a metallurgical chapter, but it also symbolizes the transition in minting technologies and economic priorities. Keep your eyes peeled for those flawless red specimens. A perfect 1981 penny could be worth far more than its humble face value, especially as the copper narrative gains more historical weight with each passing year. 1985 Lincoln penny 1-cent coin value. Rounding out our top 3 is the 1985 Lincoln penny, a coin that's often underestimated but hides remarkable value when the conditions align. By this time, the penny's composition had fully transitioned to the copper-plated zinc format introduced in 1982. That means the 1985 penny has a zinc core with a thin layer of copper, which has led to some very unique collecting phenomena. Design-wise, nothing much had changed. The same Victor D. Brenner obverse featuring President Lincoln was still in use, accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. The reverse carried on with the Lincoln Memorial design until it would eventually be retired in 2008. The D mint mark on the 1985 diversion indicates it was minted in Denver, which was responsible for over 5.2 billion pieces that year. What makes this year particularly intriguing is the range of striking errors and planchette flaws that appeared due to the difficulties associated with minting zinc coins. These included plating blisters, raised bumps on the surface from poor adhesion of the copper coating, die cracks, off-center strikes, and broad strikes. Because zinc is more chemically reactive than copper, these coins also corrode more easily, making high-grade survivors increasingly desirable. In pristine mint state, especially MS66 or MS67 with a bright red hue, the 1985 D penny can be worth a surprising amount. While lower-grade examples are still worth only face value, or slightly more due to copper prices, high-grade certified coins have sold for $100 to $200 or more at auction. The key here is condition. Any signs of tarnish, spots, or wear drastically reduce the value. Collectors also value the 1985 penny for what it represents in the broader narrative of U.S. coinage. It reflects the challenges the mint faced in producing affordable, yet durable coinage during the 1980s. As such, it's an anchor in zinc-era collections. In fact, some collectors build typesets that compare the copper pre-1982 pennies with their zinc-based successors, and the 1985 coin often serves as a standout example of the zinc era at its height. Another fascinating tidbit: some 1985D pennies show floating roof errors on the Lincoln Memorial. This refers to coins where the top of the memorial appears to be detached due to die polishing or wear. It's a minor anomaly, but it creates buzz in the collector community and adds variety to any Lincoln penny display. So while the 1985 Lincoln penny may not scream rarity at first glance, a deeper look reveals a coin packed with minting drama, transitional symbolism, and hidden potential for value. Whether you're into flawless mint states or quirky errors, the 1985 penny is a sleeper hit you'll want to add to your collection. Want more hidden treasures from your pocket change? Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode in our Coins Numismatic series. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and who knows, your next coin roll might hold a copper classic or zinc surprise worth hundreds.